Good news, because Assassin's Creed Odyssey will be featured at E3 this year, so what could they show? Let's discuss the possibilities in this video, including new finds for the already leaked story creator mode. And a very prominent Assassin's Creed cosplayer has remade his alter ear outfit and is posting E3 related shots. So that is an interesting timing indeed. Let's get into it. Would of course be awesome if you could leave a like on the video, as it shows your support, and let's go. Congrats She-Wolf for winning the Heracles pack during my recent giveaway. I sent you an email asking you for your details so I can send you a code. And it also means that it's time for a new giveaway. This time for the upcoming Sacred Oracle pack that was already leaked, and it has a very unique mount. So all you need to do to win this pack is follow the link in the pinned comment and be sure you are subscribed to the channel as well before you enter. It's June, so that means that E3 is really close. We will have EA on Saturday, June 8th, with the new Star Wars game that looks pretty promising. Microsoft and Bethesda will be the day after that, on June 9th, and then Ubisoft kicks off on June 10th with their live show at 1 PM Pacific time, so that is 10 o'clock in Europe, 9 PM in the UK, and 4 PM on the East Coast. I will put all the times under the giveaway in the pinned comment, so you can calculate it to your region. You want to start watching 1 hour before that though, because while we should see Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Rainbow Six Siege and The Division 2 and some surprises during the real press conference, there will also be a pre-show that starts at 12 PM Pacific time. And here we will get updates on Steep, For Honor, Trials, and also Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And we also see Odyssey in their E3 2019 lineup trailer where it says game update. So the game will be there, but what can we expect? Of course, we have the second episode of the Atlantis DLC, The Torment of Hades, on June 4th already, so the week before this. They will likely touch on it, say that it's out now, maybe show the trailer one more time. Maybe they will already tease the third episode that will take us to Atlantis. We know it's coming in July, but we don't really know much more about it yet, so maybe that will change during this E3 pre-show. But yeah, we already know that this is coming, and with them saying updates on Odyssey, you would expect some new things as well, or features that were promised a while back. The Discovery Tour comes to mind, for example, that was announced for Odyssey before the game was even out. We of course saw this education feature in Origins as well, and it lets you basically learn more about the world that was created for this Assassin's Creed through guided tours or just by exploring it without any combat. The Odyssey lifecycle that was promised when the post-launch content trailer released before October 5th, the release of Odyssey, is almost over. Like the third episode of the Atlantis DLC is the final season pass content on this roadmap, with a Lost Tales of Greece mission coming after that, according to the timeline. So if this is really the end of the post-launch roadmap, then we have to see the Discovery Tour any day now. Or is it really the end of the content roadmap? I always go back to the quote from the Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot at last year's E3, where he discussed that there will not be a new Assassin's Creed in 2019. He also confirmed that we would not see a spin-off title or something smaller instead of a brand new fully fledged entry in the Assassin's Creed series. Instead, they would have lots of content coming to Odyssey. The team really wants to give on a regular basis some new possibilities for play. So when you get Odyssey this year, you're gonna get in for a couple of years actually. And yes, ending the roadmap in July after Atlantis would not really be a couple of years, it would be less than 1 year. So maybe we will hear more about what else they got planned after this. Like even smaller events like the hard mode mythical creatures would be fun to take on after Atlantis is over. I always hated the fact that you get this amazing new outfit at the end of the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC of Origins, again after finishing that DLC. So you've done all the content, then you got this cool outfit, and then there was nothing else to do and no new content coming to the game, so you had no good reason to use this outfit. I just hope that not the same happens with the new gear from the third episode of the Atlantis DLC and the new enhanced abilities, of course. Would be awesome if we still had good reasons to use them after you finished the Fate of Atlantis, and the tougher mythical creatures, for example, would be a really great thing. Or any other new content would be greatly appreciated as well. We of course still have that leaked story creator mode that showed up on the Social Pulse Assassin's Creed news website. And with the recent 1.30 update, people also found files in their Uplay data indicating that parts of this feature are in the game already. Alicante reached out with this image where we see the JSON scheme for AC Dynasty, the codename for Odyssey, and UGZ, likely referring to user-generated content, with resources for an NPC actor, dialogue, and more. So, are they preparing something? Who knows? Maybe we'll see more during this E3 2019 show. I always said and kinda hoped that we would get a big fall expansion for Odyssey that also falls in line with Yves Guillemot's quote saying that more is coming to Odyssey for years. Like that we would get an Assassin's Creed Odyssey Zeus edition or something with all the DLC and this new expansion, the Alexander the Great expansion, something like that. But yeah, if they really were going to do something big like that, then Odyssey would not be part of the pre-show, you would think, right? Then that would be something more that they want to show during the main press conference. So let's just say that that is not going to happen. Let's not get our hopes up for that. I also think that with Odyssey being mentioned here, that we should not expect the new Assassin's Creed Vikings game that is rumored for fall 2020. Also looking at the previous announcements to release time frame we saw for Origins and Odyssey that were both announced and launched in the same year. I think announcing it here would simply be too soon. They will likely do it maybe next year again at the Microsoft press conference as one of the showcase titles for the next Xbox, just like they did in 2017 with Origins. That was one of the showcase titles for the Xbox One X. So yes, and we also always go back to this question because I just find it very fascinating. Will this be the first fall since Assassin's Creed 2 that we would not get an Assassin's Creed retail product? Like that there's nothing to buy related to Assassin's Creed in the fall. I mean, again, every year we saw a game since Assassin's Creed 2 with the Ezio collection in 2017 in between Syndicate and Origins. And yes, of course, we had Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered this year already, but I'm really talking about the fall because Assassin's Creed Rogue, of course, came out in 2018 and Odyssey came out a few months after that. And speaking of these remasters, there's kind of a trend going on right now where they release these remasters in the early parts of the year, like we had Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered in March 2019 and Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered in March 2018. There's only one Assassin's Creed game that doesn't have an Xbox One or PS4 version. The first Assassin's Creed, of course, that I bought all the way back in 2007 alongside my PS3. So it would totally be in Ubisoft's interest to remaster that one as well, you would think, right? Well, things got a little more interesting. My editor Joyce, who you of course saw in the 300,000 celebration livestream I did a while back, noted that the company Velvet Art is doing an E3 shoot with Rick Boer, who you might know as a prominent Assassin's Creed cosplayer. He was hired last year by Ubisoft to be Alexios during the many trade shows. I even got a photo with him at Gamescom, so now you see him here with his brand new Altair suit posing for some sort of E3 shoot. Like sure, it could be just that, a E3 shoot, but I find the timing and the focus on E3 pretty interesting, because it would of course make perfect sense that he would be going around as Altair at E3 if an Assassin's Creed Remake was revealed. Just like again he did last year for Odyssey. It would make a ton of sense if we saw Assassin's Creed 1 Remake in early 2020, the final March before the next gen consoles will be out. Because it will of course be really weird to release it when the PlayStation 5 and next Xbox are already available, because then this remaster for the current gen consoles will also be on the next gen consoles. How would that work? So yes, of course, again, pure speculation here. I just thought it was interesting to note this very interesting timing for Rick Boer and his Altair outfit. But yeah, going back to Odyssey, it's again great that it will be showcased at E3 2019, that they got some things in store during the pre-show on June 10th. What is still unknown, maybe we finally hear more about that sun hat that we of course had, then they changed the name. We had the sunburn resistance, and I still of course hope that the hard mode mythical creatures are a thing. Ubisoft also notes that they will have 4 days of Ubisoft Live from E3, and you want to keep an eye on the schedule for that, and that is all I will and likely can say. So again, good times ahead. I will bring you all the news here. I will be going to LA as well, so expect a ton of coverage on Odyssey and way more games that I will be checking out there. I actually made a big E3 2019 preview video on why E3 will be great and what games you can expect here on the channel. That video will appear here on the screen in a second. So good times are ahead. Of course, we have the second episode of the Atlantis DLC that I'm really excited for here really soon as well. We'll have a ton of coverage on that too. So subscribe and to stay up to date on everything if you haven't already. A like on this video would be super appreciated. Again, check out that giveaway in the pinned comment. And for now, I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.